Hey, it's Ryan from upfitsupply, and we're just doing a quick assembly of a Holman adjustable shelf. This is actually the 4832L, which is an adjustable shelf for compact vans like the Trans-Connect behind me or the Kargo Master City. But assembly of these shelves is generally the same for all the different sizes that you can get. Now, the nice thing about the Holman shelves is they have these little tabs here, make installation a little bit easier, as well as just add sturdiness to the product as well. Now, as we assemble this is an end panel. There's two of them, and you can see this little cut here, this taper. This is one of the back corners. You can also tell the back of a side panel because there's always little weld nuts and such on the back. And so we've got two end panels, we've got three shelves, and then we've got two little back panel supports, if you will. Now, the thing about Holman shelves is you can mount them like this, so you got a little cradle and lips on the sides, or you can mount them like this so that it's nice and flush on the top. So if you're installing a cabinet, or maybe you're going to put a door on there, or maybe you've got some pack rats and you put some clips on here, you may want to mount it like this. Whereas if you've got some bins, or you just want to throw stuff in there and it doesn't rattle around and fall off, you may want to have your lips like this. Now, when I assemble this, I'm actually going to do it so it's flush on the top, just for demonstration purposes. Now, the way that you can tell the front from the back on the shelves is the front actually have, in the corners here, a little weld nut in the back, and that's what the screw we're going to use threads into when we do the assembly. In the back, it's just open. Now, if you grab your hardware out of the bag, you're going to get a whole slew of stuff like this. All you need for assembly is this little bag of these panhead screws. It looks like they've got a little washer built into the tip, and all you really need is a Phillips screwdriver to assemble these shelves. Everything else that you get with the kit is for attaching the shelf to the vehicle. So you got some plus nuts, some spacers, bolts, washers, nuts, all that good stuff. You don't need that for assembly. So we're gonna go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna open up my bag of hardware and get started. So again, I'm gonna be mounting these flush like this on the top with no lips. So I want to make sure that I'm doing that. I've got the back up front here, and this is the top, this is the bottom. So it looks like I'm just going to go through like this, and I'm just sliding this little lip here into that little tab, if you will. Now, the thing you need to take into consideration is the van, because if you've got a wheel well you got to get over, in the Kargo Master City, for example, you can't mount this shelf that low. You need to go up a little bit. But in our van, we don't have any restrictions like that, so we can go on the bottom, this bottom tab if we want to. I'm just going to put a screw in here, not tightening it too much. Want to leave a little bit of leeway, wiggle room as I assemble the shelf. There we go, we got one in. Next one I'm going to do is actually the top. And I'll put one in the middle. The nice thing about shelving is it's just kind of your basic starting point, and you can always add drawers and cabinets and doors and bins and whatever you want to make it work for your particular trade. And you got a lot of flexibility with what you can do with this. So again, I am not really thinking through exactly how I'm going to be using this shelving, because I'm just assembling this for demonstration purposes, so I'm not really like measuring things and thinking about my toolboxes or my crates or my equipment or anything like that. So I'm just assembling it. So we're doing front and back screws on each of these sides, and then we're going to take our other end panel, put it just below each of these shelves, and we can slide it up. And the nice thing about these tabs is it just lines up all your holes nice and easily. All right, now that we got all three of our shelves secured, I'm just going to flip this and leave this on the front side of the shelf so we can attach our back panels. And now the only important thing to remember about attaching these back panels is you've got these little flanges or lips that point out. You wanna make sure they're pointing towards what would be the van, so away from the shelf. And it makes it really easy because there's these little hex bolts. They're just kind of welded onto the side panels here. And that's where you're gonna attach these back panels. Second panel. And again, I'm leaving these kind of loose just to give me some wiggle room as I'm getting all the hardware in. And now that we've got every screw in place, we're gonna go through and just tighten everything up. And because power tools exist, I'm gonna use one for this step. All right, and now that our Holman shelf is all assembled, everything is tightened, it's ready to go into the back of our van. Thanks for joining me for this quick assembly. If you're looking for this shelf or any other equipment to upfit your van so that it's work ready, be sure to check us out at upfitsupply.com. Again, my name is Ryan, and have a good one.